What's up, guys? We continue writing DBML parser in C++. And in the previous episode, we've defined types, structs for most of entities that we parse at the moment. Let's see. So we have enum, we have project, references, although only inline for now, table, and some other things. And the thing what is left to do that we didn't do the last time is actually the table, because we don't so we have in the column we have all those settings here defined, but we don't instantiate this column in parser properly. So if we go into our parser, it's, I believe, something somewhere here, consume table, now consume check consume column. Yeah, so here are those settings that we capture, and then we create a column. But you see we push back this created column here, and we have to actually apply all those settings to it. So we say column primary key is primary key, column, what is there? Let me like kind of see. We have here, it's primary key, nullable, unique, default increment. I'll probably just make a screenshot for myself to be able to look at it. So we have primary now, nullable, unique, default value, and node and increment. You know what, we might right now do this thing that we talked about multiple times, that instead of having them as just booleans, we have them as optionals, and whenever we see that it is already set, so it means we got the same setting twice. For example, we got the unique keyword twice, we throw an error and say that we cannot duplicate properties in settings, just like it is in the actual DBML. If we try to do something like this, it says only one of those could appear. So let's go here and let's just then change it, and this we don't need anymore. And here we say, let me even try to do it like this. So select, then we say substitute boolean with this. Yes, and we don't want any default values. We want them by default to be just empty. Yes, and I probably would move this. Move this up, and also move this down, n+4. and like this. All right. Now, and yeah, we still got to do the settings. Yes, so we have, we can just have a boolean to say boolean. If we got any setting yet, and we say yeah, and do we increment it somewhere? Yeah, we do it here. So we say like this, although we could keep with the old approach, count them, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. Okay, so as everything is optional now, we should go in each and throw if it's already set. So say if a node, then we say fatal. How we phrase it? What happens if we do it twice here? For example, primary key. Oh yeah, we then say like node can appear only once, and we can copy it and just use it everywhere. And we have to just do it like this and say if primary key is already set, then we put fatal, and in here we say primary key. Now here we do if unique, and we say unique can appear only once. Same, same for this. If nullable, and here we have to phrase it a bit differently. So because it could be null or not null, we say what is shown here. If we say null and null, the two terms, null can appear only once. Null, not null. Okay, we can probably try to replicate it a bit. So we say if this second is null, because we are checking kind of the second occurrence. If second is null, then we check what's going on actually, what is set there. So we would say if nullable value is true, yeah, we can just do it like this, but I guess it would be more obvious. If it's true, then let's move it we say it means the previous occurrence was also null. We say null can appear only once, and here we say else, and say how it said, not null and null cannot be set at the same time. Perfect. Yes, and here we also enclose it with those. Yes, here we'll probably do the same. And how do I change? I remember there is in Vim something to change register. Change to uppercase, change to lowercase. All right. Couldn't figure it out, so I just used replace one character. Yes, here we would say primary key or the key can appear only once, or even just use slash. And here we say as well, or this, and here we say same. Okay, good. And now it's okay with null, and we have to do the same for this one, so I'll just copy it and go here and say if it's nullable. This means that we receive false as the second occurrence, and we check if the first is true. That basically we have to swap them. So what we do is I'll just do it like this. Yes, now default. So we have two paths here, but anyways, we would here say if default value, and we say again fatal, default can appear only once. Yes, and it's good. Same with increment. So if increment, then we say fatal increment can appear only once. And same with check. So if check. Oh no, not with check. Check can appear multiple times and refs can appear multiple times. So that's okay. Don't need to do anything with it. Now what we do is actually we have to check if we get any value. So if primary key, then we say primary key value. And actually I know that you can do like just the reference, and you can use those things to access properties and methods and values from optional. But for now, let's just keep using the value, and maybe at some point I would change it. Okay, and we have to basically do it for each. I'm curious if I can somehow substitute it in a way, kind of do, let's try this. Let's then try to find some pattern. So it's like a column and then something. So equals something and this. And we substitute it with if second. I don't know whether I can use new line here somehow. And kind of 4 spaces and column 1 equals to value. Can I do it? No. Maybe can I just do then kind of, oh, okay, this one, and now like I just encapsulate it, and I mean capture it like this, and here we capture another one like this, and change it to second. Then column equals to value. Interesting. So like dream substitute. Like what regex does dream use? Oh, own flavor. Oh, wow. Okay. Can I use dream substitute capture group and use it in replacement? Ooh. Actually makes sense probably. because you would want to probably you more often just search for curlies, not curlies, but just brands instead of using them as they are used in regex. So let's try it then again. So we have a column dot. By the way, do I have to escape just everything? We'll see. It actually doesn't matter. Column, then ooh, this is probably what I need. This, oh, I'm sorry, this magic thing. So we say s, then we say v for this, enabling basically a regex here, and we say column equals something else, and we replace it with if two. No, pattern not found. Okay, it takes too much time. I don't have like ability to continue it. It doesn't work for some reason. Maybe because those patterns, the regexes worked a bit differently. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's just do it by hand then. So if nullable, then it's nullable. Interesting. I somehow managed to capture that I wrote this value and then just repeat it with basically a dot, because dot repeats the command. That's interesting. Anyways, so we've captured the settings here, hopefully. Now what we do is we save it and we go into our table, into column, and there is this thing operator. Let's somehow check if we've got any settings. So let's say boolean has any settings, and here we say return we have to check if they are not like the default ones. So I'm thinking to maybe somehow put it somewhere else and define those defaults. Maybe. But let it be. Let's do it simpler. So we say if not nullable, because by default it's true. So if it's false, it means it was set somehow not nullable, or primary key, or unique, or increment, or out value as, or it can be cursed to converted to boolean. And if default or default value, or not, or not refs empty, or not checks empty. Yes. So those are args, and now we say here if has if column has any settings, we say boolean Hmm. How do we print refs? Do we have something for it? Let's see. I need to check ref itself. Ah, yeah, it has it, so that's cool. And we can just go into table into here and just do this. I'll put this ref and do same for, and this is just preview. Mhm. So we have to do this prefix ourselves. Yes, and at the end we do this, close it, and that's it. And we should be good. So let's write it and let's define the alias again. So it's make build and oh, I have to, yeah, you need to just set that this method is const. It doesn't modify instance. I didn't have to close it. Let's try again. Okay, yeah. And we got those, but yeah, I forgot that. Oh, and why is this? Hmm. We'll see, we'll need to investigate a bit. But let's go here and have to change a few things. So we have to add a space here. So we have to do it like this. First of all, then what we have to do is, let's try again. Yeah, now looks better, but you see we for some reason got it, for example, here. Let's check what we have in our test. So where is this? Body note. Okay, maybe we forgot the note. It might be, it might happen. By the way, do I check it here? Yeah, I do. So it was default. Yeah, I just forgot the note. So let's just copy it. If note, and we say note and note here. Try again. Yeah, good. And what else to fix is this. Have to indent the checks. So where we write them. Oh, not it's not here even. It's where we write the table itself. The table checks, and here we have to do 4 spaces. I mean 4 more. And then again, close it. And let's run. Yeah, yeah. Now it's good. Cool. So we've fixed this thing, and now we can move on. But the thing is, I remind myself that at the end of the previous episode, we've looked into the problem. We tried to run something, make some changes to this test DBML file, and we've got some problems. I don't remember what exactly, so I have to recall it myself, and I'll be back in a moment. Yes, I reminded myself what the problem was. It was with type parameters. If we go into test DBML and try to add, for example, here, this, we would get an error. Yes, invalid data type argument. Let's even try to search for it maybe. So we go into Parser because it's where it originates from. Can we do it? Yes, and this is in type arc in consume column. So it's paren open if we consume it. And while we got something, but it's not paren close. So if type arcs are not empty at the moment, we consume comma. And here we say, and yeah, I just so we have to say if it's the condition should be like this because I inversed it. So it's if it's neither of those, and maybe I would just then to not keep the confusion, just do it like this, but then inverse it at the beginning. So if it's not a string, or we can even not inverse it, but instead do it like this. Now we take this and put it wow. Just put it here. Now if we got any of those, we just save it as type arc, otherwise we exit with error. Let's check if it fixes the problem. Expected a comma, got number. And it originates from here, I guess. Let's check this. So yeah, it is just one value. Interesting. So why we get it? It consumes it if we got something here. Maybe we have to do what? We maybe have to consume it. Yeah. Let's check. Not this. Yep. Let's now just do a sanity check and add some extra param here, like this. Yep. What if we forgot to remove, forgot to add the comma? What happens then? Yeah, expected a comma got number. Cool. Nice. Let's just change it then back and add this missing comma. Nice. So we've fixed those problems, and now we can move on and implement other things. So let me close all of this. Let's go here. We have indexes. In indexes, we might have one column or multiple columns in parens. This is a common pattern. Now columns are just names, like we do basically here. We should parse them the same, use the same method. If we use this consume name, it's okay. And then the list of settings, and there are primary, unique, name, node, and type. Yep. Okay. So let's do it. We have to do it inside our consume table here, basically. So if it's checks, and you know what? I probably would like to add some method because there's a lot of repetition of this pattern. So we try to seek for peak is token type word and peak value equals something. We've got some of those. So let's try to implement it. Let's go here somewhere. It's peak. Peak is any string. Let's do boolean peak is word, and we say curious what we should do. Should we do this or not? Maybe because literals are char star. So let's do this word and do also offset if we would need it. Anyhow, so say peak is, or just do current peak is token type word and peak value equals word. Yes. Now let's see where we might use it. And here we also do else if peak is word indexes. Say consume indexes table indexes. So we would add it. So let's for now just write it somewhere here. So it's void consume indexes. Get the mutable vector reference, we can append it, and here we again consume it, consume curly open, at the end we consume curly close, and in the middle what we do is again this while peak and not peak is token type curly close, and we do index, and we have two options. So if we see opening paren, so if peak is this, that means we've got potentially multiple columns. So we say consume, and at the end we say consume token type paren close, and here we say while peak and not peak is token type paren close, we would consume those columns. So we say index columns pushback consume name. Let's see what it does. Consume name, a word or a quoted string. Okay, that's what I need. Now, but it returns probably a token, so we have to do value and of course call it. Okay, let's need a bit. So yes, you say it's multiple columns, otherwise and let's move it here, single column, and we say index columns pushback consume name value. Okay, so we've parsed the names, this part. Now we have to parse settings, and we say what here, we say, and let's say here columns settings. So if peak is token type paren, not paren but curly, not curly but bracket open, then we do consume token type bracket close, and here we do again this loop. So while peak and not pick is token type bracket close. We do the next. So we check the keyword. Now let's see how we do it in other places. For example, here. We consume word. Okay. And we also say boolean put on any setting to false. And here we say if put any setting, then we consume comma. And here we say keyword or just key is consume value. If key equals what we have here, so we have type, then index type is or what we do, we consume colon, and we say the index type is, and what could be of those. So let's try say indexes ID and type. It cannot be this thing. Could it be this? Yes. And could it be this? Yes. So it's just a name again. We say consume name value, and we won't validate it at the moment, but maybe we would validate it somewhere in the future. Yes. Okay. Else if key is what else we got? Key or primary key. We could use primary key here, right? No? That's curious. I thought like if you support it in column, you should do it here, but all right. It's easier than even if it's pk, then say, we don't consume it. We just say index primary key is true. Else if key is unique, then index unique is true. Else if what we have a note and name. K is name, then index name, and then we do the same as with type. So we say consume token type colon, and name is, and see what have we for name. It cannot be, it must be a string. So this is valid, this is valid, this is valid. So we consume any string. I don't remember what it returns. Oh, we don't have consume any string actually. We have if peak is any string, and we say index name is peak value, device we fatal index name must be string. Else if key is node, do similar thing. And let's see how we parse node somewhere. So column where is the node? At the beginning. Node. So it again is any string. All right. All right. So we kind of have the same here. If it's any string, then otherwise we say index or just say node must be a string. Yep. And otherwise we just fatal unknown setting, or invalid setting. Else fatal invalid index setting. Yes. And at the end we have to set dot any setting. All right, now what we have to do is at the end of this, we have to push back this index. Now let's go into table and define the index. It should be really small. So it is columns and just all the possible settings. So name, and it also, in what order we do it actually, let me split it and go here, open Parser. So type, primary key, okay. So columns, here we do type. Now whether it's primary key. So primary key is false by default. Boolean unique also false by default. Name and note. Note, and we might want this method to print it. So here what we say, if columns size, if we got more than one column, then we write parens. We do this and we say, and yeah, I forgot that you have to do it like this. If it's columns in printed, say yes, and at the end we print this, else we print just the first item. So we printed columns. Now let's even add a comment. So that's just columns, and now would be settings, and probably would need a similar thing here, like has any setting, and it should be const. And here we say type or primary key or unique or name or note. And here we would say if has any setting, and we print this. Forget. And now we go through settings, and we also say boolean need comma to false, and do the same as we did with printing table. So let me go here and open table and go into column. Yes. Yes. We probably really need space here. And here what we do is let's copy it. So if index unique, and before it say if index primary key, primary key. Yes, now what else we've got? We've got type. So it is the first one, so it will be if index type, then set this to true, say type and type value. Here we say if index name, then we write name and index name, and if node, we write the node. Let's see how we do it here. Basically the same. Yes, that looks good. Close it, write it, go here and try to what, right? Yes, let's go into table. Or we already in the table, so let's then just add this thing. So columns checks indexes, and here we write if not table indexes empty, then write indexes. Let's go and let's look through issues here. Oh, you got a lot of them. So after struct definition, okay, so let's go into what table, and yeah, I forgot after index. Yes, what else we got? Maybe we have to run it because it's really major problem, and I would like to clear it. Yes, Parser affected. Maybe I looks like I missed something here. Table. Maybe even here. Let's see. Yep. I forgot to add it here. Breaker, yeah. So it is in Parser. Breaker. Cool. Let's now then try to parse some index. And let's even go. Oh, and I forgot that we might have actually expressions here. So not only names, but expressions. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, let's see. Let's how it works at the moment. Let's go here, somewhere here. Just add this, indented. Yes, and for now, let's just comment those so they don't interfere, because we don't implement it at the moment. We'll do it quickly. Expected a word or a quoted string got comma. So it happened in the table after follows in the users, somewhere here. Let's see where I do it, consume indexes. And we have to consume this comma, right? So while it's parent open, or if it's parent open, while it is, we here have to do if index if it's not empty, then we consume comma. Okay, now we see expected comma got string. So it probably is from here. So if it's paren open, consume it, check if you got something else. If we already consumed some column, we consume the comma, and then we consume the name. Looks good, but it doesn't work for some reason. So let's try to do something with it. So it's the second. So it consumed the first one correctly. It's at the second index. Yep, the first one went good. The second one didn't. But I'm curious where it originates. So is it in columns or is it somewhere in settings? Okay, so it consumed index, consumed columns, consumed settings. And I have to move it here. Consumed index, consumed column. So it is in the settings somewhere. All right, all right, all right. Got it right. Expected comma got string. So it's somewhere in consume token type comma, maybe. And yeah, I had to set it and I set it. So if it's type, we're consuming the name. If it's just key, we already consumed it here. If it's unique, that's the same. If it's name, we will consume in column. And yeah, we have to consume it here. Consume, if it's not, we also have to consume. Hey, yep, cool. We've done this. Now what's left is just to follow expressions. And I guess it's really simple to do so. Let's see. Here we say if peak is expression, then like this. Like this, and the same basically here. We still have an expression. Like this. Let's see if now it works. Yes. If we try to remove those comments, works. Cool. Then let me see. Now this is valid. So remember. So let's check it if we have some index ID. And this is totally legit. So we are not forced to enclose those expressions in parens. They are totally valid as a single column in index as well. That's cool. So index is done. Let's see. Let's double check it. So it's type name, unique, primary key, and node. And we've done it. Cool. That's it. And what's left is relationships. Relationships, different types, and so on. So we are interested in long form and short form, where we have just ref, name of ref, then this or this, and just the body. And body is table 1, column 1, table 2, column 2, or composite ones, where we have multiple columns. I guess we would do it in the next episode because we already done pretty good chunk of work today. We managed to print correctly settings of columns, including checking if we have multiple or only one, and also if we got any at all. And also we've parsed indexes, and we also printed them correctly. We parsed expressions or just normal names of columns, types and different settings here, and also printing settings is done here correctly. And yeah, so this is it. Cool. Then, as I said, in the next episode we would continue and we would take care of those refs, and then we'll see what we would do, because still there are a lot of things to consider, a lot of things to fix and adjust and enhance. So like, subscribe, share, you know what to do. Have a good time, and see you in the next one.